Well, ICU means, the full form of ICU is intensive care. We also call it as critical care unit. Sometimes people call it as critical care. As the name implies, somebody will go to ICU only when the life is in critical situation, right? There will be intensive treatment. In ward and all, you don't need the doctor to be in round the clock. Okay. So when, for example, uh, uh, if you have a problem and the patient is in the ward, okay. So that time what happens? If the patient is in the ward, doctor comes only once a day, and he goes through examines the patient, goes through the reports, and then he plans, and he says, okay, this is how the treatment should be. Next, the treatment will continue uh, for the next 24 hours. So once a day is enough. Whereas in ICU, mostly people with organ failures, they end up in ICU, right? Whatever may be the organ. It could be heart failure, it could be lung failure, it could be liver failure, or it could be multi-organ failure, or things like that, where there is progressive organ damage happening. Such is the situation where you require ICU care. So in ICU, everything can change within a span of minutes. That is why you have monitors. You see, in the ward, people tie up here and then check the BP, isn't it? Put the thermometer inside the mouth and then check the temperature, and then pulse like this, right? So that is how even nurse comes maybe once in 6 hours, once in 4 hours, and then they measure the parameters, because that's a stable patient. Whereas in ICU, there will be monitors connected, round the clock, every single second, heart rate will be monitored, ECG will be monitored, respiratory rate, oxygen levels, blood pressure. Sometimes, even the outside blood pressure is not enough. That's called non-invasive. We put, the catheters into the arteries directly and then measure the blood pressure, because that is more accurate. That will tell us the changes, beat by beat. So you have to have doctors round the clock and then nurses round the clock, dedicated to the patient. Only then you can provide a really correct ICU care to the patient.